Okay, let's start with a question. What does it really take to become a Disney legend? Is it just creating iconic characters? Building billion-dollar franchises? Or is it something deeper, something that shapes the very soul of Disney's magic? Well, the answer, at least for Eric Goldberg, has everything to do with passion, mentorship, and refusing to let animation die. But here's what I find fascinating. This year's Disney Legends ceremony isn't just a celebration of the past, it's a mirror held up to Disney's evolving identity. Let me explain why this matters. First, let's unpack the weight of the Disney Legends Award itself. This isn't just a trophy, it's a 39-year tradition that's enshrined icons like Robin Williams, Stan Lee, and now Dwayne Johnson. The Jonas Brothers. On paper, it feels like Disney's throwing a party and inviting everyone. But here's my take. This deliberate mix of classic animators, modern celebrities, and behind-the-scenes wizards reveals Disney's tightrope walk between nostalgia and reinvention. They are honoring legacy while desperately trying to stay relevant. And that tension, it's what makes this year's class so intriguing. Now, Eric Goldberg's story. Oh, this is where it gets personal. The guy who brought us the genie in Aladdin didn't start by drawing blue wisps of chaos. He fell in love with Dumbo as a kid. Dumbo. Not the flashy princess tales or the epic adventures. A story about a misfit with giant ears. To me, that's the key to understanding Goldberg's work. He's obsessed with characters who defy expectations. The genie isn't just a joke machine, he's a prisoner longing for freedom. Louis the alligator in The Princess and the Frog isn't just comic relief, he's a jazz fanatic who embodies New Orleans soul. These characters stick with us because they are layered, messy, and weirdly human, even when they are literal wisps of smoke. But here's a detail most people miss. Goldberg didn't create the genie alone. He's the first to credit Robin Williams' improvisational genius, but the real magic was in translating that lightning-fast energy into hand-drawn animation. Think about that for a second. Every flicker of the genie's smirk, every wild shape-shift, required hundreds of drawings. And yet, the result feels spontaneous, almost alive. What this suggests to me is that animation isn't just art, it's alchemy. You're taking static images and breathing humanity into them. That's why I get annoyed when people dismiss hand-drawn animation as dated. It's not about the medium, it's about the soul behind it. And speaking of soul, let's talk about mentorship. Goldberg now teaches the next generation of animators, which raises a question. Why does Disney keep circling back to its roots? The answer, I think, is fear. Fear that in chasing CGI blockbusters and streaming algorithms, they'll lose the craftsmanship that made them iconic. By having legends like Goldberg train new talent, Disney's trying to bottle lightning, not just for nostalgia, but for survival. Because here's the thing, audiences might forget the name Eric Goldberg, but they'll never forget how it felt to watch the genie's manic joy or Phil's grumpy sincerity. That emotional connection. That's the real Disney magic. So where does this leave us? The 2026 Legends class feels like a love letter to Disney's past and a desperate plea to its future. Anne Hathaway's here for The Princess Diaries, a film that launched 1,000 teen dreams. Dwayne Johnson represents Disney's pivot to blockbuster muscle. And Goldberg? He's the bridge. The guy who understands that whether you're drawing with pencil or pixels, the heart of storytelling never changes. But here's my final thought. In 50 years, will anyone remember this class? Maybe not. But if Disney keeps honoring people who make us feel something, whether through a laugh, a tear, or a genie's wink, they'll be just fine. What do you think? Drop your takes below.